Hey, what's up, Dragon Brood? So today we have an interesting deal because we're going to be playing some aggro gruul stuff because we haven't really gone hard on the aggro in a few days. And I really wanted to explore a card because it's a card that's come up multiple times and I've kind of talked myself out of it. However, I saw it show up in one of the Mitgo lists recently and I figured, okay, I have a deck kind of like this. Let me go ahead and fit it in and see what happens. And the card we're talking about is Ochre Jelly. Now, it's a little bit of a weird card, but the logic here, I'm pretty sure, is that if it gets swept, you still have another creature afterwards. And if we're pairing it with other things that have haste, there's a good chance we're going to be able to end the opponent's life total, unalive them, if you will, right after that. So we're going to see. Maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but it's worth checking out. So let's go take a look at this GRUUL Modified list and how we're going to make use of this Ochre Jelly. If you're looking for awesome protective gear for your cards, be sure to check out shop.ultrapro.com/PowrDragn and use promo code PowrDragn to save 5%. And that's on everything on the site, including this month's Ocean Blue collection or anything else you decide to pick up. Alright, so for those of you that watch my 5 standard tips to win more in standard, this deck's kind of a good example of employing a lot of those things that we talked about in that video. So we'll talk about that as we go through, but we have Snakeskin Veil, which we do need a little bit of defensive stuff here, because again, even though we want to play a heavy aggro deck, we do need some defensive cards because we know there's a bunch of spot removal in the format, right? So we're going to be rocking 3 of these, and the reason I chose this instead of Tamiyo Safekeeping, even though the regulars here know that I am in love with Tamiyo Safekeeping, this just puts a +1/+1 on things, and that's what we're trying to do with this deck. Now we have Swarm Shambler, which I also like in this deck because they do target a lot of your stuff. You're going to get extra tokens, which is great. So you can attack with those and possibly do more damage over a couple turns. And this can just grow over time if you're in a stalemate and give you a little bit more of a window to do something bigger. So I don't hate this card at all. It actually does a lot of what we want to do for the deck. Now we are playing one Goro, Disciple of Ryusei. You can give everything haste, which we like on the cheap, but occasionally we will actually make the 5/5 dragon. And that's real. We don't have any other flyers. We do have one creature that can block flyers. Technically, we have one thing that becomes a flyer, but realistically, this is going to be one of our biggest things we can do, so we kind of like this as a backup plan. We have 3 Kami's Flayers. This is 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control a modified creature, you get to deal 2 damage to your opponent. Modified is basically if you have a +1/+1 count or any type of counters on you, you have an enchantment or you have an equipment, which this is mostly going to be about putting counters, so great card for us. Now, Gala Greeters. This is one of the new cards out of the latest set, and I think this is great. You know, this is something new Capenna really gave to this deck, that you get to put +1/+1s, or you get to make the treasure. Now, it does have a third mode to get the 2 life, but realistically, we're mostly going to be using 1 and 2. Now, I don't hate the third one, because occasionally against maybe mono-red aggro or something, we may need the life late in the game, but realistically, most of the time, we're going to be using 1 and 2. Just having something that's automatically getting bigger and getting those +1s is great. Also, playing like this, and then one of our 3 mana things making a treasure, and allowing us to open up one of our 4 mana things the next turn is also very big. Then we have 1 Jugan Defensive Temple. I know some people are really big on this card. I'm 50-50 on it. I end up pulling it out of a lot of my lists that I put it in. But here, I'm willing to play 1 because I think it makes sense. Then we have 3 Kodama of the West Tree. Well, if we're going to be putting +1/+1s on things, this gives all those things trample. Even if we're later in the game and don't care about going and searching out all those basics, the thing is giving stuff trample is still big. We saw that, 3 days ago or so whenever we played the Selesnya Magecraft list, right? One of the reasons that deck's good is because you can give stuff trample amongst all these 1/1s and Shambling Gas or whatever that people are playing. So, Kodama of the West Tree, we're going 3 of them. Then Orin Refuse. This was in the last version of some type of +1/+1 counter deck we played, and this was very good. It honestly overperformed, so kind of coming back and playing this, we're playing a full set of them. We have 3 Invigorating Hot Springs here. This is another way to give some stuff haste that doesn't otherwise have it. And this is great to have on board after a sweeper. So we like that a lot, right? So your opponent sweeps the board. Maybe you just top deck an Orin Refuse. It's a 3/3. You turn it into a 4/4. It attacks. It's a 5/5, right? Like, so you can get a lot of damage very quickly with this. Or you can pair it with Thundering Raiju. Also have a 5/5. You know, Thundering Raiju is really good because everything's getting counters. Rarely are you going to attack with this if you have multiple creatures out, you know, for less than like 3. plus be able to pump itself potentially. So lots of good stuff going on here with this card. This is going to probably be our finisher in a lot of situations. And then Halana Elena, which also is great with Invigorating Hot Springs, right? Because Halana Elena comes out, you give them the +1/+1, they give something else +3/+3, and now you have Halana Elena and the other thing that get to have haste. So that's pretty fantastic too. So we like a lot of, and this is a good example, right? You have all these cards in here, but they all work with each other. They're all doing something that not only do they work with each other, they're also being beneficial against the things in the format, right? Because if we can have our creatures grow, we can start to outpace those meat hook massacres and things, right? If we have haste creatures, we don't have to care as much about a Doom Scar, right? There's a bunch of that going on in this deck, so we really love where this is going. And we are playing 2 Flame Discharge. This is another one we experimented with, I believe, in the red-white deck, or maybe the mono-red deck that had this modified stuff, but this card's really good. I like it against the Runes decks because it's a very cheap way to take out an early, like, the 2/2 that can make your stuff cheaper, right? We want to get rid of that. Sometimes you need to get rid of a Kami early. So this does a lot of things on the cheap, which we really like. So, and it's scalable. So if you do get it on turn 4 or 5, you can blast something for more damage if you have to. And we like that. And it's instant speed. So you can use it after your opponents commit to blocks and then get what you want out of it, which we like a lot. And then, of course, we're playing 2 Ochre Jellies. Now, this is the experimental card, so we don't want to go ham and play a whole bunch of these. But 2 of them, I think, is actually the correct number for this deck because you do want to pump it for more than 4 if you can. But sometimes in a pinch, you're like, you know what, we'll just do this for 3. Do it for 4, that's fine. It'll still come back as a 1/1 or a 2/2. We can live with that, right? You're not always trying to get max value, but it is a good late game card if you top deck it, especially if you already have a Hot Springs or an Halana and Elena out that can give it haste. So this card can be a nuisance to your opponent. Now, admittedly, there's a lot of things that still exile stuff, and this won't care about that. But in reality, any of the spot removal stuff basically is not that effective against this. And we love that, right? So this is one more way to negate some of those removal cards, but also still work with what we're trying to do because it's a bunch of +1/+1 counters and fits perfectly into this deck. The lands, we're going with 1 Den of the Bugbear, 5 Mountain, 7 Forest. We need a lot of basics because if we do get Kodama down, we want to be able to get enough basics out to do something. Though I think if you wanted to play another Den of the Bugbear or another Lair of the Hydra, we could cut this back to 10 basics and maybe still be okay. I believe I played some deck that had Kodama in it with like, I want to say 7 basics. So you could definitely get by with 10 if you wanted to. But we're going to start out experimenting with 12. We're going to play 1 Lair of the Hydra, 4 Crag Crown Pathway, 4 Rockfall Veil, and 2 Crawling Barons. Because Crawling Barons also gets 2 +1/+1 counters. So again, fits perfectly with what we're doing. If you get to attack with an Orin Rifu's out, it gets extra stuff. So yeah, this is just right up our alley. So yeah, we're expecting to have some good games with this. Hopefully this is fun, fast, exciting, and I want you to kind of pay attention to how this Ochre Jelly does when we draw it, because I think that's a card that's kind of had to tear myself up a little bit to put into the deck list. We'll see how good it is. And then, as always, we'll talk about everything on the back end, any updates we want to do, and we'll have a card spotlight for you. Catch you on the other side. Alrighty, we'll keep this one. And we're going to go with this duder. And then probably just follow into a Gala Greeters. And then we can Swarm Shambler plus Kami Flare. And maybe find something after that. Okay, that's actually not bad, though that limits our Kami Flare action. That's kind of okay. Alright, what's the opponent thinking here? Alright. Does anything die? They're probably thinking about killing our Gala Greeters, which wouldn't be unreal, truthfully. I would totally understand that. Let's see. Knowing what we know, I'm probably just going to do this. I'll probably try to... Nope, I was going to say maybe respond trying to kill our Gala Greeters, but they did not. I'm going to go ahead and take the treasure. So if we don't have to use Snakeskin Veil, we could protect the Orin Rifus next turn. It's kind of my mindset here. And we're just going to get in for 1. If we have to, just spend mana to activate Swarm Shambler here. Opponent does nothing. They just pass. So that's interesting. Don't know what it means at all. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. All right. Well, that tells us some things. It means we have some dead cards in our hand, unfortunately. We did draw land anyway. Oh, I forgot to... Dang it. I forgot to use our Swarm Shambler. Well, if we lose by a point, we'll know where it came from. Get the +1. Put the counter on itself. Alright. Okay. I mean, if they get us, they get us. Like, this will be our own fault. Because now we've missed out on 1 point, which will be 2 more points next turn. Alright, Expressive Iteration, sure. However, next turn we get to attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at a minimum. It's pretty good. Hey, guess what? We can kill a Ruin Crab. Oh, does that make lethal? Ho, 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 ho. Check this out. Put another counter here. No, we're still a little short, I think. No, it's exactly 12. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, yeah, this is a keeper. So, Swarm Shambler. And then into Gala Greeters. Into Oran Reef. And then we'll see what happens after that. I always just assume our first Oran Reef is going to die. But we shall see. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Hey, it's a good thing the first one's going to die because we have a backup one. Alright. Oh, boy. Well, I guess we're going to have to worry about stuff dying now, huh? I mean, we could do this for 2. If it dies, we at least get a 1/1 back. It's not like the best plan, but it's a plan, especially with no lands in hand. So I don't know what next turn's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead, though, and treasure here. Because I'm playing on the idea that stuff's going to die. So we can at least Oran Reef Ooze, protect it, and then just see what happens after that. Yep. Doomscar, no surprise. Like I said, sometimes you just know things. Alright. Now, hopefully this Oran Reef Ooze gets to live. Because we have a lot riding on that. We're banking on no removal card plus counter. That's the thing. Okay, that actually is not too bad for us. That's good news. If that's their play, that does not suck for us. That's a little bit of a problem, though. Because they could have another sweeper. And that would not make us happy. Okay. We do have a Crawling Barrens, though. So we got to keep that in mind. Question is, if we just kill that, and then we get 3, 4, 5, 6 in, opponent goes to 10, we would not be able to kill them. So we kind of have to ignore that for the time being. Let the opponent block if they so choose. They do not choose. Then we have a real question here on if we think the opponent has another sweeper or not. I'm just going to let them have a card. We're going to gamble. If they get another Doomscar, we just eat it, I guess. Try to kill them with Crawling Barrens or something. I don't know.
There's no secret.
Yep, looks like they might have it. Yep, I was afraid of that. Get back and ochre. It's not nothing. Oh, this was a big pickup. Big pickup here. Wow. That is huge. Attack opponent. I'm just trying to decide if we put the counter on. Actually, you know what? We're going to go here and go here with the counter on here. And then maybe we'll get lucky. The opponent might try to meat hook for 3, and then we could save our creature. That would be the ideal scenario here. Kaito, not ideal for us.
The system can't fix everything.
All right.
It's like your defenses aren't even there.
I think we're okay here. Oh, another one of those is good, but I don't think we need to try to cast it here. I mean, because the only thing here is if they have a removal, we just protect whatever they target. Yep. And that's going to do it. Got him. Woo, good one. Oh boy, what do we do with this? I mean, ooh, oh gosh, we got to mulligan this. I wanted to keep it, but I just couldn't make myself do it. All right, let's keep this. Let's lose that, and let's go for it. That first hand was really close though, and if one of those lands had come into play untapped, I mean, I don't know. There were some ways I could have dealt with it, I suppose. We're just going to pass. No, we're going to attack. There's a good chance they're playing creatures here. We're just going to need to kill a creature. Oh, well, they're not playing creatures. So I was totally wrong. Or at least I didn't play one there. It doesn't mean they're not playing any. All right. They have all the creature kill colors. So I'm assuming something dies here. Nope. I was thinking maybe we're going to end up with a 1/1. But no such thing. What's going on? The opponent just doesn't have anything here? Alright. I mean, I guess we'll try. I mean, like, what? Like, if nothing else is happening, we'll just put lethal on board, I guess. Wandering Emperor, sure. Oh, opponent. You chose poorly. If I just kill that, that's it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because that'd be 6. But yeah, that's definitely it. Plus, you're going to get the 2 off this. Yep. Wow, that was a quick one. Good stuff. Alrighty, let's keep it. Gallic Greeters, you're going to have to do a lot of work on your own, kid. You just got dealt a bad hand in life. I don't see any way that this lives unless the opponent puts like a tapped land into play here or something. Yeah, exactly. There was no way. That had no chance. But we are okay with such things. I mean, if the opponent's just going to 1-for-1 removal us for a bit, I guess we'll have to live with it. Prosperous Innkeeper, okay. And removal? No, it was not and removal. I thought that's what was about to happen there. Let's go ahead and go green here so that we can cast this. Still protect a creature. And then start building up our board. Attacking with our Ornery Foos. Attacking with the Ornery Foos. Alright. Opponent does nothing. Eats 4. We go get a land. I'm going to assume a forest. Why not? in the turn. Daily Dispute? Sure. We got no problems with this. I mean, even a meat hook for 3 doesn't do anything here. We are ready to go. Despair. Okay, I guess. Sure. Kadama, you gotta go. Oh, that's hot too. But I was gonna say, Arena, don't you dare tap all my green mana. I was about to be super mad. Like, beyond belief. Alright, that's a 7 ball. Don't know what they're gonna do here, but we're about to find out, I'm sure. I mean, if you have a Loth, that's probably still legit, because we don't trample right now. Now we could find something that tramples, and that'd be a whole different story.
Strong, for they consume the weak. I will cull.
Do we want to waste this Snakeskin Veil? Probably not. Let's pass. Removal card? Nah, removal would have been great there, though. Would have been real nice. This is interesting, right? Because it could give us a 1/1 that we could then activate, or give haste, and then attack with all 3. That's not bad. And the opponent really has to block at least this to not die. So here's what we're going to do. Well, I say that. Yeah, I think that's still correct. Unfortunately, we got to leave mana open for this. So let's put a counter. And then let's attack these 2 into Loth. This at the opponent. Because they don't get a choice on what they're going to do here. I mean, you can... Yeah, exactly. You have to block to not die, effectively.
Traitors, all of you.
Okay. Another Loth. I mean, we're pretty good here, even if they've got a Meat Hook Massacre. Because we can protect the 8/8 and the 4/4. If they... Okay, Loth, I was going to say, it's probably their best play is to get another Loth off. So that makes sense.
I'm hungry. A gift
Yep.
in exchange for loyalty.
So now we're looking for a removal card to create lethal. We did not find such things. So now we at least have creatures on board that can do stuff. Question is, if we activate the land, we can make this be 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1 from the Horn Reef is 6. Ah, so close. Not quite enough. Not quite enough. This is cool, though, because if they do sweep the board next turn, we'll get this back. It'll be a 2/3, but then we can make it a 3/3 in attack. We also have Den of the Bugbear. All right. We'll just make this a thing. Put the counters on it. And then we're just going to attack opponent here. Yeah, there's no point really splitting anything after Loth. Oh, actually, we have lethal anyway, because one of the... Well, that's not true. Depends on how they block. Yeah, so you're blocking all the big ones. That makes sense. Okay.
We will not do what I demand.
We'll also be able to find, like... One of our burn spells could possibly be lethal. Like, we have a lot of options here, man. Come on, just don't fail us, deck. Like, we have so many things in play that we can do. Oh, that's fine. I guess we get rid of this. I mean, we've done what we're going to do at this point. We do lose our enchantment, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, we'll keep the biggest bodies. I mean, we can still activate 3 things and protect with the Snakeskin Veil, so sure. Yep, that'll do it. Now they can make 2 blockers, and we've got way more than enough attackers.
I will get
Yep.
what I want.
Take action. Attack with all of it. Whew, good resilient win. I'll take it. Oh boy. Mulligan. We don't have any creatures there. This I mean, we got creatures, but not by much. Keep, get rid of that. And we'll see what happens. This hand's pretty bad. This one I think might actually be a loss. There's not a lot we're going to be able to do here. I mean, you know, we'll Gallagreeters maybe into a Gallagreeters. Not sure what that's going to do for us, but maybe. Alright, that randomly helps us out. Because then we can Greeters. And then now that we have a +1, we can attack first just to see if they'll block. I doubt they will. But you sometimes just got to test your opponent to see where their head's at. They might do it. But if they don't, they don't. And we're okay with that too. We are going to kill their creature though, because I'd rather, as much as I like taking out a bigger creature, I do actually prefer just stopping their mana, because they may play something that costs 4 here that, who knows what, Planeswalker or whatever. Just don't want to give them the opportunity. Even more so if they have only, say, a land that comes into play tapped or something, and then you set them back to 2 mana instead of 3. So I like that option too. So here, we're probably just going to blast the Taxidermist for 2. And yeah, just hit the opponent. All right. Blast Taxidermist for 2. What? Oh, it deals X +2. You still set it at 0. All right. Fair enough. There we go. Forgot how it works for a second. Now, a good dream hit here would be an untap red source, so we could play this, give it haste, and still have Snakeskin Veil up. That'd be pretty sweet. Well, it's not going to matter now against that, will it? But that Halana and Elena very well could next turn. So let's make... Which one are you? Which one is that? It's this one, right? Okay. Let's give you +1. And then with the other one, let's make a treasure. I guess they just resolve left to right. That's good to remember. Alright. So if they do play a snow land and have a fight spell here, we can protect against that, and that's good. Downside is we won't be able to protect Halana and Elena, even if we find a land. But this will allow us to go ahead and put a bigger creature in the way, so limit them to having to find more removal cards. Now, if they don't have any and they just attack here, we probably let it through, and then we're going to hope they don't have the double power thing in a couple turns. Otherwise, we could be in a world of hurt. Though we could gain life off of our Gallagreeters, but that's not usually what we want to be doing. That's, as they say, that's not a recipe for success, if you will. Yep, you got Deuter. And another Ranger class. Wow, okay. They might be setting up to do the double power thing next turn. That's a little concerning. But if it's what we got to deal with, it's what we got to deal with. This is actually kind of important too, because... Oh, man. I was just thinking, like, if we do block the Old Growth Troll, and let's say they do have the growth or whatever, unnatural growth, this would give them... I think we have to let it through. I think we have to let it through. I'm tempted to kill it, but it's also like, what if they don't have the mana? Maybe they do have the mana, you know, that whole thing. But, alright, we did find another land, which is nice. Doesn't particularly do anything here, but does help nonetheless. Let's put some growth actions here and growth actions here. And let's just make one of these real big. I mean, at least we can trade with Old Growth Troll next turn. If nothing else. But if they double all the power here, this is a little bit of a tough turn because we're probably going to end up letting 8 through. Which I did consider growing Halana and Elena and then just making something a 9, but I mean a 7, but it still wouldn't have been quite enough to do what we wanted. And here, if the opponent does say pump pump or level up on the Ranger classes, then we will be able to just block straight up and not even trade. We'll be able to make a 7/7 Gala Greeters, and that would be more than fine. But it looks like the opponent's going to pump the brakes here. So that's good for us. That's very good for us. That is becoming even better. Whoa, Arena. Look at this. I get Arena was going to leave the red mana open so we could haste. But like, bruh, come on. I'd rather use a Snakeskin Veil. We're just going to keep growing here. Because I feel like at this rate, we can outpace what the opponent's doing. And we can put a counter. Do we put a counter on Guro? Nah, we just do this. Just make this the biggest thing, right? Double your power. It doesn't do anything, really. Like, we can double block some things. Like, I could see where they go land. Okay, Jugan defends a temple. Cool. All right. So if they have it now, they will have the mana for it. So now we have to start thinking long-term business here. Nope. We ain't done with that card yet, opponent. In case you were wondering. All right. Now, real question. How brave are we? Right, we're only at 16. If we attack, putting, let's say, counters on... We can make a dragon still. So that's a thing. So if we put counters on Guro, we attack with everybody. We end up with a 10-10, a 4-4. Actually, more than that, because these will get counters whenever we make the dragon. This would be a 5, become a 6. You know what? I'm willing to risk it. I just want to risk it for the biscuit. Let's go. Obviously, we die if the opponent does have the cards we think they have, but, like, whatever. This is too much fun. Alright. Make our dragon. We're just gonna gain life here, actually. Just to make sure we don't die. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, man. This is tough with no red mana. If I knew we had a red mana on top of our library, I'd be very inclined to at least gamble and keep this, but I don't think we can. We will keep this, though it's not great. I guess we'll get rid of this. All right. I don't think I'd seen that picture of Evolving Wilds. That must be one of the secret layer ones or something. Pretty cool, though. All right. How is this game going to go from here? Some Gala Greeters. Claim. So now we have an interesting choice. Do we Oranry Foos? Or do we Kadama of the World Tree? I'm gonna Kadama. Does this work? +1. Probably should have got treasure, but I'm all in on this attack here, or we wouldn't have made this play otherwise. Okay, we did get the lands, so this mostly worked. I feel like we're about to get wrecked by, I don't know, big Goldspan Dragon or something. No? Okay. That's not nearly as bad as that could have been, I suppose. Maybe they're gonna sweep the board, deal a bunch of damage to creatures? No? I'm a little baffled on what's happening right now. I mean, something's got to die here, right? You've got all this mana up, like something's got to go down. I guess I'm just gonna do this. I'm a little wuss here. This is what I'm doing. Do we? Nah. I was gonna do the whole treasure, whatever, but let's go. And they're not blocking with Kalane. Should we just be trying to kill Kalane here? Because this is weird for them to not block. Like, this feels highly suspicious. Like, I kind of get it if we think they're going to, like, I don't know, burn down the house next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But even then, if we get an untapped land, we'll be able to just Girl plus Thundering Raiju. I mean, I don't know. I guess we try. Sure. I mean, I can't understand why you wouldn't have at least tried to block. I mean... Okay, that makes even less sense. Why would you not have just blocked and sacked anyway? Alright, well, we're about to lose our board, I'm pretty sure. Like, I can't imagine any situation where we don't here. I mean, you got 7 mana. You've got all the kill cards in the world, right? Like, come on. I guess this isn't a sweeper because they're looking at individual cards to kill. So, I mean, I guess there's that going for us. But I truly have no idea what the opponent's doing. They've got so much mana. They're digging still. Whoa, okay. Well, they still have 5 mana here. So, still can kill a creature. Still can play a planeswalker. All right. And then deal 3 twice. Just, really? All that for that? Yeah, sure. And then we just win. That was silly. Did we play gold more earlier? I feel like we did. Let's keep this, though. A little bit of an awkward hand, but not terrible. Mostly because we get to play the Shambler. If they play something on 2, we could kill it. Door is open with Kodama to go find another red source for Thundering Raiju. And not counting what we draw over the next 2 turns. So this is at least a hand that has a narrative that all fits together. That, like, we could realistically see, like, okay, if we keep these, what do turns 1 through 4 look like? Right? There is a path. Now, admittedly, creatures could die and whatever else. That's fine. But we at least see a way we could make that happen. And it's not that interruptible unless the opponent, I don't know, leaves up mana and decides they want to instant speed kill our Kodama or something. But if they do, they do. Right? We can't do anything about that other than maybe draw Snakeskin Veil or something and then just don't play the Kodama on 3. But not likely. But anyway, let's see what the opponent wants to do with their hand. Alright, they decided to keep. If they kill the Swarm Shambler, we still get a 1/1, so there's something. Alright, they played a tap land. We did not need that extra spell, unfortunately. So let's see what they do here. If they play another tap land, which they are playing Ice Tunnels, so maybe they have another, that would be beneficial to us. Or if they have the multicolor land that needs you to have more lands, nope, they're leaving mana open. Would you like to tap something, opponent? They did tap something. Ah, but that one is not the one we wanted them to tap or play. That sucks too for us. All right, well, they got the right creatures. So what you gonna do? Well, now if they get treasure, that's a little tough. Yep, I don't think this hand's gonna come through for us. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. Yeah, there's really not a lot we can do here. All right. I mean, if they weren't thinking about blocking, maybe now they'll block, but that's about all we're doing is just changing some choices for them. I mean, we're really going to be relying on getting another red source off the top to play this Thundering Raiju, I think. It's kind of our only real play here. Man, opponent had double Shambling Gas. That's one of the worst scenarios for us, truthfully. Actually, that it was actually Shambling Gas, because we had no way around that, really. Yeah, now we're just going to lose Kadama of the West Tree, and nothing we can do about it. Unless for some reason they tap out here for something, but whatever they would tap out for would probably be bad for us. And any scenario pretty much involves us getting an extra land to really be beneficial here. So we could play like Galagreeters and a Flare, or play both Flares, or just play Thundering Raiju. Man, the pile of Shambling Gas. That's actually really bad for us. No blocks. I mean, we can't... I mean, I guess maybe I should have blocked. Now that I'm thinking about it, that could have been reasonable. Because now there is a world where they block, sack the other Shambling Gas, kill our Kadama. That's not great. Yeah, I guess we kind of just gotta, though. I mean, like, not much we could do about it. This did not go the way we wanted, unfortunately. Alright. I mean, I guess if they meat hook or something, they do. I mean, like, we can't just not play anything. Oh, you wanted to saw it coming that? Okay, sure. Much rather that than our other stuff. Did not expect that to be the spell there. Alright. If there's a Lolth, we could at least kill it, so that's a thing. Okay, opponent's still not afraid. They are just coming after us. They say, we got answers for your Kadama. We ain't worried about that. I mean, we kind of just have to assume this Kadama's not going to make it, right? Like, yeah, okay. Weird. So they have a handful of counters? They're just going to want to counter every spell we play? Yeah, okay. It's just counters. Sure. All right, then. I mean, good to know. But, like, just interesting. All right, so they're going to Deadly Dispute, get rid of that, find some cards, get another treasure. Probably play another land. Nope. Just attack here. Okay. This is unfortunate. All right. This is definitely going to get countered. Or killed. Either way. Funny as it is, if you go all the way back, we could have actually pumped up our Shambler a bit and got some extra damage or lands out of it that would have helped our situation. But boy, we had no way to know what we were up against, seeing all those Shambling Gas. It's literally been Shambling Gas and counters. That's what the opponent has. So, I mean, it is what it is. I kind of want to land here, red land, even just to activate Den of the Bugbear. To see if they have an actual spot removal card and just haven't been using it. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if you want to counter yet another creature. Who knows? Maybe it's Jiraiya's Disruption at this point since we haven't played a land in forever. Alright, try to attack with this duder. Oh, well, didn't do that. I thought it was going to be like Memory Deluge or something there, but ended up not being the case. Okay. Reservoir Kraken. Decline. Oh, I was going to say, why did we get a red land? We could have just double hit the Kraken. Would have been so good. Oh, that would have been awesome. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Opponent's only at 10. We have to do that. Well, we can't even activate our Den of the Bugbear. We can activate the Crawling Barrens, though. So that's fine. So we can activate Crawling Barrens, tap the Barrens to tap the Kraken. And then attack with our 2 creatures. One of them's going to have Trample. We'll at least get a land so we can get... Oh, boy. All right. That's a weird package, but we'll take it. Actually, if we're going to tap something, let's actually tap Kodama. I mean, then the opponent taps here and kills this, though, right? But we would still get to trample and get 2 lands, so I'm okay with that. That's worth the investment. Unless they just want to double block the Crawling Barrens, and if so, that's okay, too. We can live with that. I mean, either way. That's fine, too. I mean, we got more damage through, and we got to keep our land, so I am not upset about it. Kill that, it comes back as a 1/1. That's fine. We will get red land, since that's all we have in hand. Is red spells. Alright. Now we can straight up just kill the Reservoir Duder. Decline. Like, you can attack if you want to. We're at 10. Like, I didn't think you were going to, but I'm like, yeah, if you wanna. Whatever. Okay. This does have ward, so we can't shoot it outright. We can go ahead and play this, which probably gets countered. Oh, it did not! Oh! How now, brown cow? Yes. We will tap this one. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Because we get to put counters on stuff with the Raiju. Deal 2 to the opponent. This would have trample. Deal 4. And then we shoot that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter here. I mean, not true. They could still have counters. But we have to commit to try to kill this. This game was very strange. With them countering as many things as they did and having all of the shambling gas, I didn't think we had any way to get out of this. Like, I felt like we had to put together a real plan to get out of this one. And we're not out of the woods yet. I mean, but we're close because of the other Kami's player and these creature lands. But yeah, to even get this close is just very surprising. Looks like they're roping us though, so we might actually have gotten there. Wow, this is something else. We know we're not losing a creature here, unless they have removal spell plus counter, but even then I think we're okay. Yeah, whew. This was a weird game. This is more proof to me, like, you just run into everything on the ladder. Like, I never know what we're gonna see. This was something else. But yeah. Oh, in case y'all didn't know, I have PowrDragn merchandise if you want to support the channel. Be sure to check out down below. I have a link. Yep, and it looks like that's gonna do it here, so eked out another crazy win. I don't know how, but we'll take it. That is something else. Whew. Well, dang, y'all. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, we lost the very first game I played with this. And I don't know, I think we just got outdrawn and outplayed. But then after that, we didn't lose again for like the next 8 games or something. Like, so this deck is actually really good. Now, it does take some patience, as you saw in some of those games. We do have to kind of plot out your turns, decide what cards you want to have post sweeper if the opponent has something for you or whatever. So that's a little bit of, you know, maneuvering you got to do. But outside of that, this is really powerful. Like, you have a lot of strong cards. You have a lot of things to do post sweeper. You have a lot of resilience. You know, a lot of the damage removal doesn't do anything after a couple turns because the creatures are too big. Like, this is really legit. So yeah, if you're looking for something to play and you like playing the GRUUL decks and you like the haste stuff, give this one a look. This deck is fun, fast. Like, honestly, it's just some cases you're just too fast to care for your opponent, really. Like, there were a couple games our opponent was just doing something. We're like, okay, I guess we're just going to keep playing things and attacking. We removed one thing and the game was over. So yeah, can't beat that. I say go give this one a look. This deck's good. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Rhythm of the Wild. Because boy, if that card was available, I'd be playing that in this list for sure. But you basically can make stuff uncounterable. You can put counters on things. Stuff can have haste. Like, it's crazy. It's a fantastic card. And it's still popular in a lot of commander decks. So it always has value. Matter of fact, it just recently got reprinted, I believe, in the new Capenna commander decks. and you're still going to have trouble finding one for under about $1.25, $1.50, even it's just an uncommon. So this card, very strong, very good. If you want to bolster up your decks that are playing red, green, and some creatures, give this one a look. You know, if you're worried about your opponents playing counters, give it a look. If you like just having your creatures be bigger, give it a look. The card is very, very good. One of those ones that, not a surprise, it was very popular in the GRUUL decks in Standard when it was legal. Now don't forget, like always, you will be able to get a link to our deck list down below, and you'll get links to our Facebook gaming page and our Twitch streams as well. If you want to come by, say hi, be part of all the fun, maybe help us make a deck or get help with one of your decks, or come by our Discord because you can get personalized help. Or you could support the channel, hit that join button. It does a lot to support me directly, and I really appreciate it. And it gives you an option to get some other benefits here on YouTube. But if you want to check out some other stuff, I'm going to link another video. So if you like this aggro deck, check out the other one because you'll probably have a lot of fun with that too. As always, that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.